Is it really? Yeah. You too.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. I just have a couple announcements to make. My name is Genevieve Buto. I'm the SOC Events Coordinator. And thank you again for being here and joining us in celebration for all of our December graduates this year. Thank you all very, very much for wearing your masks. I know we're going to be eating and drinking at the same tables today, but I just want to ask if you are getting up to use the restroom or need to access another area of the building, please do wear your mask unless you're eating brunch with everyone. We do have a photo booth in the alcove here. After we're finished with the ceremony, families are welcome to have their photos taken, and we can email those out after the event. The other thing that I want to mention is the seating cards are very, very important today. Not only does it ensure that you get your correct brunch order, it also ensures that we can conduct any necessary contact tracing, God forbid, should we need to after the event today. So please be sure that your place is your name card. We can't switch seats today, unfortunately. So that being said, I'm going to hand it over to our wonderful Dean, Hong Chang, and we are going to start the ceremony today. Thank you.
Good morning. We are not defined by COVID-19, right? Yeah. We are not defined by the face masks covering our faces, right? Yeah. Graduates, please show your spirit of Loyola Ramblers by saying it again loudly. Good morning. Good morning. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Now I know you are fully ready. Let's start. Welcome to this very special fall 2012 commencement ceremony for this very special and even historic class of 2021 in the School of Communication at Loyola University, Chicago. I'm Hong Cheng, Dean of the SOC at Loyola. This celebration is a semi-annual highlight in the life of our students, faculty, and staff. Let's see who are here today. We know that's not easy. We have been waiting for this for 2 years, right? Our proud fall 2021 graduates, please raise your hands and let us know where you are. Yeah. Okay. Even please stand up and we can see you more clearly. Our graduates, please stand up. Let's give them applause. Thank you and congratulations. Family members and friends of our proud graduates, please raise your hands. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. And my faculty and the staff, colleagues, please raise your hands as well. Thank you. Welcome everyone, including those who are watching this celebration via webinar right now, to this very special occasion in the life of our proud graduating class. Before we proceed, with the celebration, it is my pleasure and the privilege to invite LUC Vice President for Mission Integration, Janet Sisler, to offer a prayer for us. Vice President Sisler, please.
Thank you very much, Dean, for that warm welcome that really worked up kind of a great deal of anticipation for our celebration this morning. And isn't it a great day to be a Rambler? How about it, huh? So in gratitude, we pray. God of joy and hope, we thank you for these young people that we are celebrating today. We thank you for the spirit of wisdom that has empowered them to combine their talent with hard work and discipline. We thank you for the hunger they have for learning, which has been nourished by our faculty and by the entire Loyola community. They have emerged through this pandemic with accompaniment from our faculty and staff to create a community of hope through their work, through their studies, and through their application of their learning in internships. As they continue to prepare to work in this world, let us walk in prayerful gratitude for the many blessings that they have made and the many blessings their family and friends have provided them with, so that they can understand their great potential and their great challenge. In gratitude, we do pray for the families and friends who have sacrificed and worked hard to see our young graduates to this very moment. We pray in gratitude for their professors and for their staff members and for their administrators who have challenged, cared, and shaped them with resiliency and with innovation and with hope. In gratitude, we pray for these young people who have taught them and others a great deal about friendship, collaboration, and sharing. Dear God, give them energy to search for work that will be meaningful and that will make appropriate use of their gifts and talents. Give them the courage to face the challenges they will have as they try to find that right niche in which they can serve the world with their talents and gifts and endeavors. Give them strength to resist the temptation of discouragement and laziness and envy and pride, but give them the courage to be their very best. May your Holy Spirit continue to guide them as the next chapters of their lives are unfolded. Enliven within them the continual courage to make something good occur in this world. And may the celebration this morning be but a reflection of the many blessings that we find in knowing and loving you. For this is the day that God has made. We are glad and rejoice in it. Amen.
Thank you, Jeanette, for the heartfelt prayer. Vice President Sisler will retire at the end of this month. She is an excellent leader at our university and a great friend of the SOC. Thank you for your guidance and support. Vice President Sisler. We wish you the happiest retirement on earth. In the School of Communication, we take pride in Loyola's Catholic tradition and Jesuit values. We fulfill our school's mission by committing ourselves to DEI and social justice, by fostering critical thinking and innovation, by integrating big ideas in communication theories and practice, by telling stories across multiple platforms, and by adapting to changing technology and social needs. The SOC is home to 4 Bachelor of Arts programs in advertising and public relations, communication studies, film and digital media, and multimedia journalism. The SOC is also home to 2 master's programs in global strategic communication and digital storytelling, digital media and storytelling. Now, it is my great pleasure and privilege to invite Loyola University Chicago's Provost and Chief Academic Advisor Officer, Dr. Margaret Callahan, to make remarks for us. Please.
Good morning. It is my honor to be here with all of you to celebrate the accomplishments of your graduates of the class of 2021 of the School of Communications. I share on behalf of Dr. Rooney, who could not be here today, her sincere congratulations to our students who have persevered through a very, very difficult time in our history. Congratulations, graduates, on this very, very special occasion. You've made it. You did it. You finished those exams. You got all those papers submitted, and you are soon to be an alumna of this, or alumni of this wonderful university. And I say that with a bit of humility and pride myself, because I am a Loyola alum from several decades ago. And I know that the experience you've had here will really guide you throughout your lives. You have our continuing admiration for everything you have accomplished in these difficult times. You will be known as a class that endured during a very challenging time, yet have been successful in achieving the rich Jesuit education that we had hoped for you when you came to us a few short years ago. Congratulations as well to all who have loved you and lifted you, your teachers, your mentors, your peers. I also hold deep appreciation and gratitude for the families and friends of our graduates for the support, encouragement that you have provided to help form this very, very special group of students, now graduates, and leaders. Thank you, Dean Chang, and to the dedicated faculty, staff, and supporters who have helped us get to this very, very happy milestone in the lives of our graduates. Graduates, we are so proud of you and the remarkable lives you are already leading. You have dedicated yourselves to service, encouraged and challenged one another, and carved paths for others to follow. Mission is at the heart of everything we do at Loyola, in every college and in every school. It was Father Pedro Arrupe of the Society of Jesus who noted that Jesuit-educated persons possess a balance of intellectual humility and independence. By that, he meant that they are characterized by a respect for the traditions and knowledge of the past, and by the openness to new ideas. This is what your Jesuit education has provided to you. At this time in the world, and in particular in our society, there is an urgent need for all of us to take seriously the Jesuit value of cura personalis, or care for the entire person, mind, body, and spirit. And as President Rooney often reminds us, that we also need to attend to cura apostolica, which is care for our work. Both of these Jesuit values require us as individuals to care for those around us and to commit deeply to our vocations. Graduates, you have chosen to live your lives in a way that demonstrates a care for others and for the larger community through the education you have received and the work you do in and with others in service. You are to be congratulated on your success in the classroom, the way you live out our Jesuit mission, through your academic achievements and your commitment to building community. I am confident you will use your distinctive education to advance your lives and the lives of those around you. In large and small ways, you will continue the work you have begun here. You represent the future and will help show a path to greater good for all. Students, I always tell graduates at this point of their academic career, they are just about ready to leave. I always tell them, the greatest gift you can give to your faculty and staff is to stay in touch. Send a text message, send an email, pick up the phone. They care deeply about you as you care about them. So please remember to stay connected. Know that you are a part of the Rambler family and you will always have a home in the School of Communication and Loyola University, Chicago. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Provost Callahan, for your inspiring remarks. We also deeply appreciate your guidance and support to our school. Our fall 2021 graduates are a brilliant, diligent, and resilient cohort. Among them, we have individuals who have achieved high remarks academically, as indicated in the laudatory honors in our commencement program. We have individuals from the interdisciplinary honors program at the university. We have individuals who have accumulated extensive communication experience through our award-winning student newspaper, Loyola Phoenix, our student-run radio, WLUW, and our award-winning debate team. We have individuals who obtained creative and managerial experience in the first and only student-run communication agency in Chicago called Indigo, as well as our student-staffed Rambler Productions and the Rambler Sports Locker. We have student Emmy Award winners. We also have student athletes. We have a student among us today who did research on our school's website and made excellent suggestions. Now, I will invite our outstanding multimedia journalism major and the sports management minor to speak on behalf of our proud fall 2021 graduating class. Also fluent in Spanish, Pablo Rosero is bilingual. He is skillful in web design. He is good at audio and video production. He can plan events. Without saying, he wrote a lot of stories about Loyola sports. The floor is yours, Pablo.
First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for attending. I know the past 2 years haven't been easy for anyone, and I know it means a lot for me, and I know for the students, it means a lot for them. So thank you for being here. Faculty, staff, professors, thank you so much for putting this event together and being there for us. I know it hasn't been easy for you, so thank you so much. And to those watching online, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch and celebrate with us. So thank you all again. And like all of you, I chose Loyola, but perhaps unlike some of you, it took me some time to really realize what that meant to me. During my first 2 years here, I was alone for the first time since I left home. And home for me is down south in Miami, Florida. You know, the place where it's sunshine and warm temperatures, unlike Chicago, where it's usually below 50 degrees by October, unlike today, apparently. Alone in this sometimes windy city, I was trying to figure out what the future held for me and where I would fit in that future. That too is something I'm sure is still very relatable to many of you here today. Together, class of 2022, we dealt with a polar vortex. Remember that? The one where it was minus 21 degrees and almost broke the record for Chicago of minus 27 degrees, according to USA Today. I can still feel that. We can also still feel the lingering shadow of a life-changing pandemic. As the world has disrupted us in countless ways, we had to change as students, how we learned, how we socialized, how we had a college experience. We as students, as people, have gone through a lot over these past few years. But that hasn't stopped any of us from getting to this point and blazing our own paths, the one that led us here today. However, with everything that has happened in the world, we do have to take time to look at our own personal battles and the importance of not just our physical, but our mental health as well. Let me make this very personal. For me, it was dealing with depression. I know that some people keep that information hidden. That's their choice, of course. But I choose to share my world with you to take away the stigma. 2 years worth of depression kept me hidden during the winter. In my worst moments, I wanted to go back to Florida. Who wouldn't? But there was always a light at the end of the tunnel. That light was one that drew me to Loyola in the first place. It was one of the key reasons that I decided to go to this university. It was the incredible professors and staff at Loyola that make Loyola, well, Loyola. Despite a pandemic, a polar vortex, and depression, I chose to stay right here. For that, I want to thank the great professors that I've had at the School of Comm, the Honors Program, and the Quinlan School of Business. I realized that I couldn't have made a better decision. On Loyola's website, it says that our students receive an education that stresses the importance of knowledge, curiosity, global perspectives, and cura personalis, which translate to care for the whole person. In my 3.5 years here, I've grown as a person, as a student, and hopefully as a professional. And that's thanks to the Loyola promise that the faculty and staff live by. I'll mention a few of you by name because you are special to me. Randy Minkoff, Sarah Daloff, Jessica Brown, Peter Hawley, Rochelle Rogers, Peter Kendall. You and so many others were so important to teaching me to not just be a better professional, but a person and an adult. One thing they taught me, and so many of you, is the importance of our professional skills, but mainly building relationships. Call it networking, but at its core, it's the friendships and connections we've all made during our time at Loyola. Today, during our final gathering today, we showcase how we all rose above our extraordinary challenges, how we learned, how we grew, and how we made friendships. I hope, like me, you will cherish them forever. Once again, thank you, and go Blurs.
Thank you, Pablo, for reflecting upon your intellectual journey at Loyola and for your kind thoughts. We wish you a great career in life. Today, we have a distinguished commencement speaker, Everett Gutierrez Jr. is a respected leader, entrepreneur, and author, working with various groups and organizations to inspire change. He was the first advertising and public relations graduate from the School of Communication, along with a second degree in organizational leadership and development from Loyola University, Chicago. He also holds a master's degree in management from North Park University and an executive master's degree in leadership from Georgetown University's School of Business. In leaving a legacy, he has worked with audiences throughout North America, Africa, and Europe. He is passionate about developing people through leadership enrichment initiatives. He has trained more than 30,000, yes, more than 30,000 people from Fortune 100 and 500 corporations, educational institutions, and nonprofit organizations. Through Legacy Leadership, a Chicago-based nonprofit organization, he established Gutierrez equipped youth and adults with the tools to develop their maximum potential and become purposeful leaders in their communities and far beyond. He has written a book titled Chosen, a Call to Leading with Purpose, to help leaders better understand themselves as they lead others. His work has led him to receive a Reflecting Excellence Award. It was recognized as a nominee for Latin Entrepreneur of the Year and earned an Inspirational Author Award. He was also noted by the city of Chicago as an impact leader for the contributions to leadership development. I know we are all excited and inspired by our commencement speaker's outstanding achievements and cannot wait for his speech. It is my enormous pleasure and a great privilege to invite President and the founder of Legacy Leaders and our 2005 alumnus, Mr. Everett Gutierrez Jr., to deliver commencement speech for us. The title of his speech is When Purpose Calls. Everett, the floor is yours.
Wow, that's a long bio. I'm like, I think I need to shorten that the next time I speak. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. Dean Chang, Provost Callahan, Vice President Janet, thank you so much. Members of faculty and staff, family and friends. It is surreal to be in this space again after so long. It's been almost 16 years since I walked these halls, believe it or not, and a lot has changed here at Loyola. And to be honest, I'm reflecting on my graduation day, and I remember a lot of things. I remember when my friends were nervous and excited to just get it over with. I remember my family shouting from the sidelines as we would, walk across the stage. Obviously, this is a different stage, a different platform. I remember the relief of finally saying goodbye to tests and midterms and finals and all in between. Although, I went and pursued a master's, so that wasn't really a goodbye. It was more like, I'll see you later. And then I remember, that we had a lot of speakers. And to be honest with you, I don't remember everything that they said. So my goal here is to try to at least make one thing memorable. for you all because I know how hard you have worked to be here and I know what it takes to actually graduate and say that, hey, I finally was able to accomplish my degree. So I want to start out with the university promise. And if you looked at the university website, it's still there even since I was an undergrad. It says, Loyola is preparing people to lead extraordinary lives. That in and of itself is a big undertaking and is only possible with a commitment for us to see that promise through. We have to want that for ourselves on some level. I got to tell you though, when I graduated Loyola years ago, I didn't think that I could keep that promise even as the first PR graduate. Like many in this room, I was excited to get the degree, but I was nervous about the future. Loyola gave me the skills, the tools, and the resources, but I knew that I had to put them to work. I knew that I had to make them work for me. Walking off stage meant the completion of one chapter and the opening of a new one with many, many unknowns. Can anybody relate to that in this room? My undergrads. Okay, I'm with you. All right, I'm speaking your language. I didn't know what degree or how I was going to put my degree to work. I didn't know what job or career path I was going to take. I didn't know the type of person I would eventually become. And I'll tell you this, when I graduated, I heard a lot about purpose, but I didn't really know what that was. However, I knew that somehow in some way it was calling me. And I want to talk about purpose for a second, because purpose is what is going to drive you moving forward. See, purpose is derived by the inventor and that inventor's original intent in terms of why they created that particular product. See, the purpose of a college degree is to confer the achievement of certain academic standards, right? You show up to class, you pass your tests, you submit your papers, you take out some loans, for some of us, you get some scholarships, and then bam, you get your degree, right? Now, we know it's not all that simple. It's a lot of hard work and dedication, but that's the process, and that's the purpose of getting the degree. But what I want to ask is a more complicated question, which is, what is the purpose of your life? And I'm going to tell you, I've gotten a chance to work with CEOs and different leaders from various backgrounds, even in different countries, and they still ask that question today. As old as they are and as successful as they are, let me not say old, let me say seasoned, as seasoned as they are, they still ask that question. And today I want to talk to you a little bit more about that question for you. See, it's all about why you were invented. And some of you are still figuring that out. It's about what you will do with the one life you've been given and how you will live that out. A friend once told me, and I love this definition, she said that purpose is an answer. It's an answer to why you get up in the morning. It's an answer to how you deal with life's biggest decisions or obstacles. It's an answer to some of your deepest questions. And the truth is that many of you came to Loyola seeking those answers. Now, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but the truth is you're not going to find all those answers here. Many of those answers are going to be found as you go through life and you ask questions, internal questions that only you can reflect upon that produces information about your purpose. And first, to get to your purpose, I want to confirm something that you all have to consider. It is that you have to be willing to adapt to change. Psychologists call this the Adaptability Quotient, or AQ. It's meaning, what is your ability to adjust well to a new course of action or a strategy when change happens? Do you cower under pressure? Do you leave the scene? Do you become impatient? Or are you someone who shows up with solutions? You have plans, you have goals, desires, and ambition. If there is anything we have learned from this pandemic, is that change happens with and without your permission. And in many cases, it'll slap you with a mask, right? The second thing I want to say is that in order to respond to the call of purpose, you have to be willing to take risks. And if you haven't heard this already, I'm going to prepare you because there's a lot of risks that you will be taking from this moment forward. I will tell you that in life, there's going to be a lot of mountaintops and valley lows. But if I did not take certain risks on myself, I would not be where I am today. Things I did that people thought were crazy, but necessary in the name of purpose. Have you ever had that itch? I don't know if anybody can relate to me in this room, but where you just can't sleep at night because you know that there's something you're supposed to do, but everybody around you would think you're crazy if you actually did it. Can anybody relate to that experience? I see some smiles, right? And I'll tell you this, when you think about communications as a major, okay, what the heck is that when you literally look at it? That was the response that my family gave me. They're like, you're studying communications as a major? And I come from a Hispanic family, right? So my mother, who's Hispanic, was like, hijo, you want to learn how to communicate? You could talk to the family, talk to the dog, talk to yourself in the mirror. I'll teach you how to communicate. You don't have to spend all your money there, right? And I'll tell you this, when I told her I was going to study communications, it was as if I shot her dreams of me becoming a doctor. I mean, she was just terrified. Could you imagine if I told her I majored in storytelling? Like, she would have been like, what is going on? But I'm going to say this, like you, I made this decision. I never looked back, and I've done some other things to shock my family. You heard about my background, but what you didn't hear is I started 2 businesses while I was an undergrad here during an economic recession. What you didn't hear is that even though I traveled and led different conferences, I did it afraid. I was scared. And there were many times where I didn't show up because of those fears. And I'll speak to that in a second. What you didn't hear is that it took me 3.5 years to publish a book that I had finished in 6 months. There's a lot of struggle that comes with life, but there's also a lot of opportunity. And everything in life is about taking those risks and doing it afraid. See, Dr. Martin Luther King said, if you don't have to see the whole staircase, you just have to see the first step that's in front of you. You may have the next best app in this room, the next best company, the next best idea, the next best news story, but fear can prevent you from getting there. Listen to me clearly. You don't have time to allow fear to incarcerate you. You have the key to your destiny, and sometimes it's going to require you to do it afraid. You don't want to be later in life in a nursing home saying to yourself, I wish I would have had more courage. You want to be in a place where you understand that you took certain risks and there were certain outcomes. Even when you fail, you learn from those outcomes and you develop more information about your purpose that teaches you how to move forward. So I talked about adapting to change and taking risks. And the last point I'm going to leave you with is, in order to respond to the call of purpose, you have to know that it requires you to see beyond what I would like to call the mountain. Many times we have what's called a mountain in front of us. It's a daunting mountain, and it looks tall, it looks high, and it looks impossible to climb or see around. And some of you dealt with some mountains during the pandemic. Some of you wondered if you would ever see this day. Some of you were probably demotivated at home. You're wondering whether or not you'll see your classmates again, whether or not you'll be able to walk across the stage in person to receive your diploma. And I'm going to tell you this, I have a confession. See, I stand before you as someone who has accomplished much professionally, but is being stretched in his purpose personally. At the start of the year of 2021, I lost my favorite Loyola professor. She passed away after years of service to this university, and she was like a second mother, and I will tell you, she was the reason I became the first PR major. Dr. Felkins would be proud that I was here today, and I know that she's with us. Later this year, my father passed away of a sudden heart attack, and I could not believe what was taking place at the time because he was fairly young. And then to add insult to injury, my wife and I, after 10 years of being together and now expecting our first child, was just recently diagnosed with breast cancer a few months ago. So why do I share this on the day that you're graduating? My friends, it's not to bring you down. It's to lift you up. See, because the truth is there are many people in your life that you're going to find either are going through obstacles or are not there when you really want them to be. If there's anybody here who's suffered a loss, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I know that it means a great deal that they would be here with you today. But the reason I share this is because when you face a number of obstacles and you look at these daunting mountains, you have to see hope. You have to see beyond the mountain. That is what gets you to your purpose. And regardless of the outcome, I stand certain on the ability to see the other side of the mountain. Even though I cannot see the outcome of the future, I know that it exists and I know that it is hopeful. We stand strong, my family and I, and we were recently just featured on the news for our story. And one thing that I'll say is that despite COVID, personal challenges, and unknown, hope lies beyond what's in front of us if we just dare to look beyond the mountain. It's what helps us to know that we are ready for the challenges that lie ahead and that we are equipped for what's to come. People don't often want to think about challenges. They often want to think about victories. And today, folks, you have accomplished a major victory and have overcome a lot of mountains. So first and foremost, let's give you a round of applause for that. That's a big step. Now, because we are leaders, and I consider you all leaders, I have to tell you this. Do you know what you get as a reward for your challenge? For the one you just overcame? Do you know what it is? It's your next challenge. Yeah. Life prepares you for these challenges. My wife and I, we stand hopeful because we know that we were prepared for these challenges. It brings us closer together. It allows us to endure together, just like the friends and family that are around you are enduring with you and saying, hey, we're in this fight together and we're going to see you through. I have to say that the greater the purpose, the greater the challenge. If you want to do great things, get ready for some great challenges. If you want to be extraordinary, then you have to have extraordinary faith. You have to do extraordinary things and surround yourself with extraordinary people. See, Loyola will challenge you to be extraordinary, but it is up to you to accept the extraordinary call of purpose. My fellow graduates, where will you land at the end of the day? Will you sit on the sidelines and let the world tell you who you are? Or will you go out and do extraordinary things with the one life that you have to live? That is our expectation. It's not that you are perfect, but that you are perfectly imperfect and that you do great things in this world. So my charge to you is be extraordinary, class of 2021. Make some mountains move and make us proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez, for your inspiring and enlightening commencement speech, in particular for sharing your personal experience in the journey to your great success, and even share your personal and family stories with us. We are so glad you selected communication as a major. And we are so sorry for your loss of your father. We wish your baby all the best. Thank you very much. Everett, on behalf of the School of Communication, let me present you with some special token of appreciation, symbolizing the spirit of Loyola Ramblers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
In the School of Communication, we have many outstanding students. Each year, some of them are inducted to Lambert Pi Eta, the National Communication Association's official honor society at the four-year colleges and universities. Now, I would like to invite my colleague, Dr. Lee Hood, who is the faculty advisor for LUC's Lambert Pi Eta, to induct new members.
Thank you, Hong, and good morning, everyone. So, as Hong said, my name is Lee Hood, and I have the privilege of serving as the faculty advisor for Loyola's Beta Rho chapter of Lambda Pi Eta. So the Greek letters behind the name Lambda Pi Eta symbolize what Aristotle described as the three modes of persuasion: logos for logic, pathos for emotion, and ethos for character, credibility, and ethics. So among the goals of Lambda Pi Eta are to recognize, foster, and reward outstanding scholastic achievement, and to stimulate interest in the field of communication. Members of Loyola's Beta Rho chapter of this National Honor Society are undergraduate students with a 3.5 grade point average in their major, and graduate students with a 3.5 GPA. So first, I would like to call up our new members to receive their certificates and pins. Those members are Abby Hun, and Rachel Lombardo. Oh, and I should have said, can you guys stay up here because we're going to have some other members joining you. So next, I will invite the other graduating members to come forward to receive their honor cords, which we hope they will come back and wear at our graduation ceremony next spring. Those members, and I'm not sure which of them are here, so we'll just see how this goes. Sean Anderson. And we'll have you stay. And I left the cords in their little packages to make it more sanitary. Stephanie Bacchus. While Stephanie is coming up, Jessica Douglas. Allie Foyle. Elizabeth Moran. Martina Valadares. And Rebecca Van Deventer. She actually already received her cord, but come on up. And the two new members. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so before we let them go, I would like to ask them to finish the pledge for the honorees. Do you accept the challenge to maintain the high academic and leadership standards set forth by the organization Lambda Pi Eta, and to serve as examples for the achievement of excellence in the field of communication? If so, please answer, I do. So I now present to you the graduating members of the Beta Rho chapter of Lambda Pi Eta. Congratulations. Photographer, do you want them to get a little closer?
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Congratulations, our new Lambda Pi Alpha members. Now, we have arrived at that part of the program you all have been waiting for, the presentation of our proud graduates. Today, we have 38 graduates, including 2 from our master's programs. Now, I would like to invite my colleague, academic advisor Ashley Jessinger, to read our graduates' names.
Thank you, Dean Cheng. The School of Communication is pleased to recognize our December graduates. So for our graduates, if you are able, please feel free to rise and stand in your place. And I ask for everyone in the room if we could hold our applause until the end when we finish reading all names so that everyone can hear that one special name that they want to hear today. The candidates receiving the degree of Master of Communication in Digital Media and Storytelling are Bo Chamil and Jessica Douglas. The candidates receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts are Yasmin Omher, Sean Anderson, magna cum laude, interdisciplinary honors, Stephanie Bacchus, Aisha Baranda, Connor Bergen, magna cum laude, Keegan Butler, magna cum laude, Zachary Coey, Molly Cox, cum laude, Curtis Danner, cum laude, Cameron Detlinger, Callie Foyle, magna cum laude, interdisciplinary honors, Stephen Gutierrez, Austin Harris, Lane Harris, David Hart, magna cum laude, Morgan Hurdle, Natalie Howard, summa cum laude, Abby Hun, magna cum laude, Carlos Kirby, Rachel Lombardo, cum laude, Amanda Lopez, Gian Magno, Samantha McCarthy, Elizabeth Moran, William Newhall, magna cum laude, Claire O'Malley, Serena Yagnesh Patel, Maya Poppernick, cum laude, Pablo Rosero, interdisciplinary honors, Sophia Schumacher, John Ricard Sahested Pritzman, cum laude, Nicole Sister, Jesus Socorro, Lauren Marie Trifel, cum laude, Martina Valladorez, magna cum laude, interdisciplinary honors, Rebecca Van Deventer, magna cum laude. To all our December graduates, congratulations. You can see it.
Thank you, Ashley. Let's give our proud 2021 graduates another round of applause, please. Graduates, you will have a lifelong association with Loyola University Chicago. Right up today, you will become proud and lifetime alumni of this remarkable university in the world. Now, please let me invite Mr. Lawrence Bollington, Executive Director of Loyola Alumni Relations, to deliver a message to you, our proud graduates. Please.
Good morning, Ramblers.
and good morning, Rambler families. Actually, you're all Ramblers if you're in this room, whether you are graduating today or not. It is such a pleasure to be here with all of you. As Dean Chang said, my name is Lawrence Bollington, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Executive Director of Alumni Relations here at Loyola University, and I am in my 5th month in this role in this wonderful, magical place. And it was such an honor to be able to be here with you this morning, because the last time that I was actually at a School of Communications graduation brunch was in 2001 for my School of Communication graduation brunch, albeit not at Loyola, but still, nonetheless, it reminds me of that great moment. And I don't want to know how old the graduates were when I graduated in 2001, but I will say at New Student Convocation, when I was meeting with some of our freshmen, they were not shy to say, we weren't born yet. So I've reached that part of my life. That's awesome. It's great to see so many smiling faces here today. I would like to be one of many, you've had many already today, to congratulate you on your graduation. It is certainly no small feat, something that you should be very proud of, and hoping to really think about what that involvement looks like with Loyola moving forward throughout the years. We also acknowledge that your college experience over the last couple of years has probably been anything but traditional, and that you've endured many challenges and perhaps loss along the way, as much of the world has over the last couple of years. But we know that despite the challenges and obstacles that have been placed in front of you, that you all are here today, celebrating a wonderful occasion of entering into the next phase of your Rambler career. Regardless of if you were here 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, maybe you were on the 7-year plan, your Rambler experience is truly for a lifetime. When thinking about what this means, there's a few things that I want to share with you this morning. The first thing that it means is that you are now part of a community, 160,000 strong, scattered throughout the world, of people who have graduated from this institution, who share fond memories of their time here at Loyola and continue to engage with Loyola University in a number of different ways. You'll have access to incredible opportunities as alumni, regardless of where you live, whether you're staying here in Chicago or going out throughout the world. Loyola University will always be there for you and with you. And don't be surprised if there are events in your own backyard, maybe not literally in your own backyard, for Loyola alumni to come together and celebrate the fellowship that we all get to share with one another. Walking across, well, I guess you didn't walk across the stage today, receiving a diploma, which you will receive in the mail, I imagine at some point soon, is another reminder of your experience here at Loyola and the opportunity to share in being a Rambler for life. We encourage you to attend our events that you will see throughout the country. We encourage you to engage with us in whatever ways you are interested in. We encourage you to give back to this university, whether it be through the School of Communication or in any way that is meaningful to you, so that we can make sure that we keep you connected to this experience and connected to the undergraduates for years to come who will follow in your footsteps here at Loyola. We also want to make sure that we're hearing about the great things that you are doing. I had the pleasure of hearing some of those things today, and no doubt the best is yet to come for all of us as we go out to the world, and as you may hear with Loyola, going out to set the world on fire. And I can't wait to see what that looks like for each of you. There are some immediate ways that you can stay connected to Loyola. The first way, and we will remind you of this frequently, is make sure we know where you're going. Make sure we have your updated contact information. We want to make sure that we're able to communicate with you so that you're not missing out on the incredible ways to stay connected, not only with each other, but with the university as a whole. There are also some immediate opportunities that I just wanted to mention to you. Raise your hand if you've heard of the Loyola Project. Just a couple of you. All right, gosh, I'm going to do this in 30 seconds or less. The Loyola Project is a film that tells the story of the winning 1963 men's basketball team at Loyola University. To this day, the only team within the state of Illinois to win a major championship. And don't ask me how we define major. I do not know the answer to that. But it is still a great accomplishment. But perhaps a more appropriate accomplishment as part of that journey and that winning team was breaking down of racial barriers and bringing together people to play basketball regardless of their background, their culture, their identity, and doing so at a time in our country that wasn't really the norm. This film will be coming out in February, and we'll be providing screenings throughout Chicago as well as throughout the country. And I hope that you all, no matter where you are, will take an opportunity to participate in that, because it tells much more about just a basketball game. It tells much more about just sports. It talks about what it means to live the Loyola values. It talks about what it means to be a person for others. It talks about what it means to remember that for us to be successful in this world, we have to be able to communicate and embrace those that may not look the same as us, that may not have the same background as us, that may not have the same experiences as us. It's that diversity that makes us not only an incredibly strong institution at Loyola, but also a wonderful world to be able to live our lives in. And we hope that you'll take an opportunity to be part of one of the exciting screenings throughout the country. As you may know, we're also launching a mentoring platform this year called Loyola Linked. And as alumni, you will have the opportunity to give back to undergraduates that are looking for ways to develop in their career, in their future career, maximizing their time on campus, whether it be mentoring through academic focus, whether it be mentoring through co-curricular focus, whether it be mentoring through backgrounds. There will be many opportunities to do that, and I hope that each of you will respond to that call to action when we ask for you to give back by sharing your expertise and your words of wisdom with undergraduates in the years to come. We will have regional activities, as I mentioned, throughout the country. We have a robust regional network of alumni that are participating in a number of different ways, and we look forward to plugging you in there as well. And we look forward to seeing you next October. I can't tell you the dates yet, but you'll hear about them soon for our 2022 Alumni Weekend, your first Alumni Weekend as an alum of Loyola University. And finally, I just want to mention a few more words to you. Prior to the start of the campaign, Loyola University prior to the start of the pandemic, Loyola University started a campaign called the We Are Called campaign. In fact, you may have seen it on a bus driving around the city. You may have seen it in some material on our website. And while I won't go into great detail about the campaign, the We Are Called campaign at the moment, what I will share with you that, at least for me, it speaks to the fact that we are all called to a higher purpose. We are all called to give back to one another, to give back to our institution, to give back to the community, to be a person for others, as we oftentimes hear at Loyola University. So as you think about the ways that you are called, I hope that you'll remember that one of those ways should absolutely be continuing to answer the call from Loyola University, or email, or a text message, or any other way that we may call out to you. But I hope that you will take the time to do that by remembering the great experience you had at Loyola, and most importantly, thinking about ways we can continue to ensure that this university remains an incredible opportunity for students for many years to come. I had notes, don't think I read any of them, but I think I still got my message across. Congratulations to all of you, and I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you along your journey as an alum. Go Ramblers.
Thank you for your kind and thoughtful message, Director Bollington. Class of 2021, you are now embarking on an exciting new journey onto the path of self-fulfillment and accomplishment. You all have bright futures without ceilings. Keep dreaming, keep learning, and keep soaring high. We wish you every success and happiness in your careers and in your lives. In this spirit of joy and happiness, I know the graduates will join me in this request. We would like to recognize all those who have made and will continue to make the success and the happiness of our graduates possible. Parents, relatives, friends, as well as our faculty and staff colleagues, would you please stand and accept our gratitude? Thank you. Class of 2021, this is commencement, the beginning. We know you will continue to carry great Jesuit values and will be men and women for others, no matter where you will go and what you will do. We know you are all well prepared to lead extraordinary lives. We know you will be stellar communication professionals, scholars, and innovators. We also know you will be leaders in your organizations and communities. We wish you all the best in your lives and in your careers. Thank you for being part of a School of Communication family at Loyola University, Chicago. Please stay in touch. If there is anything we can do for you here for your professional endeavors, we are always here for you. A final round of applause for this year's December graduating class. Go Ramblers, go SOC, go class of 2021. I would like to thank my colleagues, Genevieve Bufford, and our entire SOC staff team publicly for their dedication and their hard work for this celebration. I also would like to thank our student camera crew and the student photographers for their valuable assistance. We also would like to say thank you to the Loyola catering colleagues over there for their hard work and the delicious brunch. Let's give them a round of applause, please. This completes the program of our celebration. Colleagues, let's join our graduates and their families and friends for conversations. I encourage our graduates to mingle with your professors, advisors, and colleagues, making sure this proud moment is shared with all those who have contributed to it. Please don't miss the photo booth over there, where you can take photos. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.